Stop being so sensitive, it's just one dinner, my sister snapped. Funny, I thought, you always seem to have space when you need money from me. I said that coldly, blocked them all, and let them deal with their own problems. I always knew where I stood in my family, in the background. I was the middle child, not smart enough to be praised, not young enough to be spoiled. I was just there, forgotten behind everyone else's achievements. My older brother Joseph was the golden child, straight A student, sports star, the one everyone bragged about. My younger sister Amanda was the baby, spoiled, always getting what she wanted. And then there was me, David, the one they only remembered when they needed something. For years, I tried to tell myself I was overthinking, that the tight feeling in my chest when they ignored me didn't mean anything, that the sadness I felt when they canceled plans with me wasn't important. Families aren't perfect, I told myself. One day, they'd finally see and appreciate me. But I was wrong. That truth hit hard on Thanksgiving, so hard. It broke the lies I had been telling myself for nearly 30 years. That morning, I got a message from my mom. David, sweetie, we're canceling Thanksgiving this year. Money's tight, and we just can't afford it. We'll plan something small next month. Love you. I stared at the message, feeling empty inside. Money's tight, the same excuse I'd heard again and again. The same reason I'd been sending them money every month for 3 years. To help, to be a good son. My fingers hovered over my phone. I was ready to reply kindly, to offer help again, but something stopped me. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe I was just tired. That evening, I drove past their house. I thought maybe I'd bring them some food, since they couldn't afford dinner. As I turned onto their street, my stomach twisted. Something didn't feel right. Then I saw it. Their driveway was full of cars. Joseph's fancy BMW, Amanda's bright red Jeep, cars that belonged to uncles, aunts, and cousins. I gripped the steering wheel tightly. No, they wouldn't do this. But they had. I pulled over and got out. The house was glowing with warm light. Through the curtain, I saw them, all sitting at a full table, turkey, stuffing, my mom's pumpkin pie. They were laughing, together. It was a perfect Thanksgiving. The same one they told me wasn't happening. I couldn't breathe for a second. It hit me like a punch to the chest. They hadn't canceled Thanksgiving, they just didn't invite me. Somehow, I rang the doorbell. My mom opened the door, surprised, but not upset, just annoyed. David, why are you here? I couldn't speak right away. Behind her, the room went quiet, everyone stared. I finally said, I got your message, about canceling Thanksgiving. She blinked, then spoke like she had it all planned. Oh, she said, I meant we were just canceling with you. We kept it small, just close family. Just family. So what was I? I am family, I said, my voice rough and tight. She looked a little awkward, but not sorry. Of course you are, sweetheart. It's just, Joseph brought his new girlfriend, and Amanda had her college friends over. We didn't have room for everyone. Not enough room, but they still made space for distant relatives. There was room for my sister's friends. Room for everyone, except me. I looked past my mom into the brightly lit dining room. Everything I needed to know about my place in the family was right there. Joseph looked straight at me and, unbelievably, raised his glass, like he was mocking me, a smug toast just for me. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a mix-up. They did this on purpose. They chose to leave me out, and they didn't even feel bad about it. I didn't say a word, I just turned around and walked back to my car. Behind me, I heard my mom call my name. Her voice sounded fake, like the caring tone she only used when other people were watching. But she didn't follow me. No one did. The drive home was a blur. My thoughts kept replaying every time they had pushed me aside. Birthdays where I felt like an afterthought. Family vacations I only found out about through photos online. Excuses like, we thought you'd be busy. We didn't think you'd want to come. The truth was clear now. They never wanted me around. Not really. When I got back to my apartment, I sat in the car, frozen. Their betrayal hit me all at once. But then, something else came with it. Clarity. I thought back over the last few years, all the money I'd sent them. Helping pay bills. Babysitting Amanda's kid anytime she needed. And just last week, I had paid for a new SUV as a surprise Christmas gift to replace their old van. And the whole time? I wasn't a son or a brother to them. I was just someone they could use. A wallet, a helper, an ATM. My hands were shaking as I picked up the phone and called the car dealership. The salesman sounded surprised. You're calling about the SUV? He asked, but you were so excited to surprise your family. I need to cancel it, I said firmly. Something's changed. Oh, okay, he said, confused. Are you sure? Very sure, they won't need it anymore. I ended the call and went inside. My apartment felt quiet, almost too quiet. But for the first time, that silence didn't feel lonely. It felt peaceful. It felt like a decision. That night, I made up my mind. I was done. Done being the backup plan. Done being the forgotten son who still showed up. Done pretending we were a real family, when I had always been left out. The next morning, the calls started. My mom was first, her voice sweet and fake, acting worried. She asked why I left suddenly, said she hoped I wasn't sick. Not once did she mention what really happened. I didn't answer, straight to voicemail. Then my dad called, no small talk. Your mother's upset, call her. Delete. Joseph, Amanda, even my grandmother joined in, calling to guilt trip me, saying I'd made a scene. I turned off my phone, and for the first time, I enjoyed the silence. No explaining. No apologizing. No fixing things for people who never cared to fix anything for me. Then came the breaking point, 3 days later. I didn't go to Sunday dinner. It was a tradition, I never missed it. I always showed up even when I was tired, even when no one noticed I was there. That night, my mom called again. This time, I picked up. Where are you? Everyone's waiting. No hello, no concern, just impatience, like I was late for a job. I'm not coming, I said clearly. There was a short pause. What do you mean you're not coming? It's Sunday dinner. I know what day it is, I replied calmly. I'm still not coming. Silence. I could almost hear her thinking, trying to come up with the right emotional trick, the usual guilt she used to control me. Your father isn't feeling well, she said finally, her voice carefully soft. He's been asking about you. A lump formed in my throat. That old guilt started to creep in, the one they always used to pull me back. How many times had they used his health as bait? If he's really that sick, take him to a doctor, I said, my voice steady even though I felt shaky. Joseph can take him. Then her tone changed, sharper now. David, how can you be so ungrateful after everything we've done for you? I let out a dry laugh. Her words were so ridiculous. They broke something inside me. What exactly have you done for me, Mom, other than lie, leave me out, and make me feel like I never belonged? That's not fair. You're overreacting. If this is about Thanksgiving, I already told you it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't, I said. You didn't want me there, just admit it. She went quiet, not because she felt bad, not because she was sorry. It was the kind of silence that happens when someone realizes their old tricks aren't working anymore. Finally, her voice turned cold. Fine, have it your way, but don't come crying to us when you need something. The irony made me want to laugh again. When had I ever gone to them for help? When had they ever been there when I really needed them? Goodbye, Mom. I hung up and blocked her number, then I blocked the rest of them, one by one, cutting every path they used to control me. It was shockingly easy, like dropping a weight I hadn't realized I was carrying. The week that followed, the guilt trippers came out. Cousins, old family friends, even distant aunts, all texting or calling to say how disappointed they were. They all said the same thing. Your mom is heartbroken, families fight, but you're supposed to make up. I listened politely, and then blocked them, too. 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, they switched tactics. No more angry voicemails or big group messages. Instead, they sent people in one at a time, each with their own role, trying to pull me back in. First was my dad. He sent a short text, call me. When I ignored it, he showed up at my apartment. He banged on the door, his voice full of anger. David, I know you're in there, open the door. I didn't move. The old me would have caved, would have opened it, would have apologized for things that weren't even my fault. But that version of me was gone. After 15 minutes, he gave up. Before he left, he slid a note under the door. Your behavior is unacceptable. Your mother is heartbroken. This isn't how we raised you. I crumpled it and tossed it in the trash. That was the final straw. The next day, a call came from a number I didn't recognize. It was Joseph. Dude, you need to stop acting like this, he said, skipping any hello. So you missed one dinner, big deal. Mom's a wreck and Dad's furious. And you care because? I asked, keeping my voice calm even as my jaw tightened. He laughed, that same arrogant laugh I'd hated since we were kids. Come on, you're just doing this for attention. Well, congrats, you got it. Now stop making drama and apologize. You think this is about attention? I asked. What else would it be? He said. You've always been overly sensitive. Remember when I got a car for graduation and you didn't, and you threw a fit? A lump formed in my throat. I hadn't thrown a fit. I hadn't even gotten a card. See? Always making a big deal out of nothing, Joseph said, like he'd proven something. Just grow up and come to dinner. The family can't function when someone's always stirring things up. Maybe it's about time someone did. I hung up. Amanda was next. She showed up at my job during lunch, with her son. She knew I wouldn't make a scene with him around. "Uncle David," he shouted and ran to hug me. I hugged him back. None of this was his fault. Amanda watched us carefully. "He misses you," she said softly. "We all do." I looked at her. "Do you? Or do you just miss the things I did for you?" She frowned. "That's not fair. We're family." "Family?" I repeated. "That word doesn't seem to mean the same thing to me as it does to you." Her nice act started to crack. "David, seriously? So you missed one dinner, let it go." I bent down to my nephew's level. "I've got to get back to work now, buddy. It was good seeing you." As I walked away, Amanda called out, "Mom needs help with the mortgage, and I was hoping you could take him for the weekend." I kept walking. She had shown her real reason for coming in just 2 sentences. Last was my grandmother. A package showed up at my door, full of childhood photos, a little toy soldier I used to love, and a handmade card I had given her as a kid. There was a note, written in her shaky handwriting: "Family is all we have in the end. Don't throw yours away over pride." Pride. As if standing up for myself, after years of being ignored, was just me being stubborn. As if asking to be treated with basic respect was too much. I put the photos away but kept the toy soldier. It reminded me of the little boy who tried so hard to be loved. The last attempt to get me back came from my mom. She left multiple voicemails on my work phone, the only way she could still contact me. Each message sounded more desperate than the last. "David, please call me back. I don't understand why you're doing this to us. Your father's blood pressure is through the roof because of you. If something happens to him, I hope you can live with yourself. Why are you punishing us? What did we ever do except love you?" Each voicemail hurt more. Every word showed they couldn't see what they'd done wrong. In their version of things, I was the villain, the ungrateful child. The last voicemail was the worst. Her voice was cold, with no trace of warmth or care. "All right, have it your way, but don't come running back when you realize what you've turned your back on. Joseph just got a partnership at his firm, and Amanda's having another baby. Life moves on with or without you. We'll still be a family, even if you decide to leave." It was a threat disguised as an update. "Look at everything you're missing. We're fine without you." But to me, it was proof that leaving was the right choice. I wasn't losing anything. Walking away was the only way to heal. I deleted the voicemail and all the others before it, one by one. I wiped them out of my life, just like they had erased me a long time ago. Then I left. I walked out of my house and headed to my car. Behind me, I heard my mom crying and my dad shouting. The same old manipulation and guilt, but it didn't affect me this time. That was 6 months ago. Since then, no one has apologized. Not one person has taken responsibility for the pain they caused or tried to make things right. Instead, they've rewritten the story, making me out to be the bad guy, the one who abandoned them over something small. I know this because people still pass along updates. They tell me how my parents act like victims, how Joseph and Amanda spread rumors about my emotional problems, and how they've twisted everything to make themselves look good. But none of that matters to me anymore. I'm free. Free from the endless disappointment. Free from being the one who gave and gave but never received anything in return. Free from hoping they might one day acknowledge me. The money I used to give them now goes toward my future. I've started therapy to help me understand the guilt and pressure they put on me. I've built better relationships with people who value me for who I am, not for what I can do for them. There are times when I still feel the sting of what could have been, the family I should have had, the love I should have received freely, not with strings attached. But then I remember that Thanksgiving, standing outside in the cold, watching a celebration where I was left out on purpose, and I remind myself, I didn't lose anything by walking away. You can't lose something that was never truly yours. If you're reading this and see your own story in mine, if you're the one who's always overlooked, always dependable, always giving without ever being appreciated, know this: you are worth more. You deserve to be seen, valued, and loved, not for what you do, but just for who you are. And sometimes, walking away isn't giving up. It's realizing that the hurt from missing love is easier to bear when you stop expecting it from people who never offered it to you in the first place. I've learned that family isn't just about blood, it's about the people who show up, who are there when you need them, who truly see you. Family is built on love and care, not on what you can give. I've learned that setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary for your own well-being. Saying no isn't cruel, it's survival. You can't keep sacrificing yourself for others, especially when they'd never do the same for you. And most importantly, I've learned that real healing doesn't come from forgiving those who haven't earned it. It comes from accepting the truth, understanding that their actions weren't my fault, and creating a life full of real love and connections, a life where toxic relationships no longer leave a void. I am David, the son they overlooked, the one who always gave, the one who finally put himself first, and for the first time, I feel at peace.